What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 90 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, a couple of smaller but really fun battles that were done just for fun. Though fun is the name of the game and why we play, so I mean, those were then very appropriate battles. What I'm getting at is they weren't strictly necessary because, for example, Gavin could have defended Troll Fjord, but the employment of the choke points to defend it with no real army and just the garbage garrison made it all the more worth fighting. Anyway, in terms of what we have to do this time around, well, for one, I think it's going to be a slightly different episode in terms of admin, because we're not probably going to build anything, but I think it's the time has finally come to trade Norska to our allies here, to probably the Great Orthodoxy. I figure we give all of this to the Orthodoxy, and then we give all of this right here to the Ice Court. Well, and obviously all of this, the Chaos stuff, will go to Boris Ursus, who can actually combat it / counteract it / doesn't really care about the chaotic wasteland corruption as much as these guys do, and the fact that I think they don't even get a benefit from, like, this is still a red territory for them, even though it probably shouldn't be, but I feel like it is. I could be wrong. We're gonna, I guess, find out in a few seconds. And before we do that, however, since giving up these territories will probably hurt our trade a little bit, not a lot, mind you, because we don't really gain anything out of those territories, we're going to do a little bit of Diplo. For example, Berk Var, minus 4.5. We can trade you money for that, and that'll pay for itself fairly quickly. In fact, it'll pay for itself even quicker because the game lies and we're up at nearly 1,500 per turn, so definitely worth it, easy. Then, I guess there's nothing really else to do. We could ally with the Karak Azul dwarfs, but they might die shortly. And same with the Spinous Soteg dwarfs, and we could do an alliance with Laurel. You know what, why not? Why not do Laurelorn? They want 17k, yeah, sure, you can have 17k, I don't care. Alrighty, there we go. And that's all the admin that we can do now in terms of Diplo, except the trading of stuff. So, Erengrad. Now let's talk, shall we? We will start with Castle Alexandrinov, which is worth 21 to you. How much is Zoyshank worth to you? -1. Okay, if we give you Castle Alexandrinov, I'm willing to bet that Zoyshank will be worth, actually, that's an interesting question. This, you know what, I'm gonna just straight up give you Zoyshank like this. And then we're gonna see how much more Castle Alexandrinov is worth. 31, so a little bit more. And this will hopefully enable us to force you to declare war on more factions. There we go. And that's nice. And how about the Drowned as well? Okay, you don't want to do the Drowned. Well, we could give you 12k and you'll do the Drowned. You know what, why not? The reason I figure we might as well give them a little bit of cash is because they're going to need money to develop all the Norskan territories that we're going to give them, and this will hopefully cut down on the admin a little bit. Have the Tower of Crack next, basically for free, then you can have the Bay of Blades, and ooh, we can get a war declaration for that. And there we go, very nice. And another reason why I wanted to do this, before I forget here, is this. So, Longship Graveyard will do you next, 21, not bad either. How about 1,000 Maws? Minus 2.8? 10,000? You can have 10,000. There will be no... Once again, I consider this an investment because they will pay to develop these provinces. We can actually heal better by doing this, going into any camp stance, then trading Sarl encampment to them, I'm pretty sure. Because of the AI bonuses or reduction to casualty replenishment issues that they have. Basically all the cheaty stuff that the AI gets. Anyway, Altar of the Crimson Harvest, I believe, is next. 15, that sounds like another war declaration to me. How about the Cult of Pleasure? No, you don't want to do that one, alright? How about the... Bloody Hands are weak, they're basically dead. Grimgore? Yeah, let's do Grimgore and Clan Moors, and Bloody Hands, perhaps? No. No dice in the Bloody Hands. Legion of Chaos is probably too strong. Alright, fine. Anybody else here nearly dead? Oh, we're actually running out of things too. Okay, fine, just do these two then. What's up next? We're going to trade all of these Norskan territories. It'll take a minute, but honestly, it's actually faster to do this than it would have been to go through buildings and build them. So, next up, Pack Ice Bay, which should be worth a lot by virtue of, yeah, it has a port as well as iron, and we'll hopefully be able to declare war on either Cult of Pleasure or Blessed Dread, or both. Let's do, I guess it doesn't really matter which one. 14 and 15. Okay, so let's do Blessed Dread because they're harder to get a war declaration on. And then maybe the Legion of Chaos as well? Not quite. Now, what about the Cult of Pleasure and the 16k? Oh, that's a little bit steep, game. It's a little bit steep. Let's just do the Blessed Dread for now. Anyway, what about Nagaroth? Yeah, do Nagaroth as well. And the Bloody Hands? You know what, do Bloody Hands instead of Nagaroth. Honestly, I don't think it matters that much, but you know, nonetheless. That was, oh, I misclicked you, almost accidentally declared war on you after... Imagine if I had accidentally clicked that after doing all that, and giving them all this territory. That would have been something else. Cult of Pleasure, please. 3.7, we'll take it. Have yourself a troll fjord. Next up, we have the Monolith of Bjorkil Bloody-Handed, or Bloody Hand, rather, which we can do for 9. So, Legion of Chaos, -6, no dice. Nagaroth, yes dice. Actually, how much would this cost? Just out of curiosity. 24k, we're not giving you 24k. Not for this. Maybe next turn we'll give them some additional money. Do Nagaroth, I guess. Alright, what do we have left here? In terms of settlements, Ally loses outpost, we have Greyling Loot, Doomkeep, Nalfari Plain, and Sarl Encampment. Just trying to remember which ones. Sarl Encampment is worth 14, alright. Legion of Chaos, and that's basically the last one we need to declare war. Yeah, fine, you can have 4,000 gold. Alright, and I don't really care about Hexoatl all that much. -18, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen with the stuff that we have here. Alright, let's do Nalfari Plain and Greyling Moot. Ah, okay, you don't want to do that. What about Nalfari Plain? Really? That's interesting. Okay, we're gonna have to pay them to take these. I guess they're not very developed right now, but also we don't care about them, so... Really? You want money for all of these? Game. Come on now. Alright, fine. You better use them to develop them and not lose them. Ah, this one. We could get our money back if we wanted to, but no, it's fine. Oh. All of our money. Wait, 19,223. We'll have 1 money remaining. That's funny, but you know what? We're not going to do that right now because there is another thing that I want to do that may cost money. So don't bother with Hexoatl, just leave them out of it. Have the Greyling Moot, and there we go. Just like that, Norska belongs to the Orthodoxy. Alright, so good luck to them in terms of developing it, and this is what I wanted to check also. So, we can see that the public order is not affected by climate here, but here in the Chaos Wastelands... It very much is, so -4. -4 means that this is a red territory for them, just like it is to us. Yeah, -4 control. Ouch. But hopefully they can overcome it with AI cheats, and, well, we'll really need to help with the chaos corruption, or else there will be rebellions, but maybe he'll retake stuff himself, because we're not going there again. It's too much admin, at the cost of basically nothing. As we can see, we've lost like 1,000 gold per turn, or something silly like that, so it really doesn't matter. Next up, let's start moving, everybody. Recruiter, you are done, which means you are going to transfer this to Helmut Feuerbach, and he's ready to move out. Recruiter, you can move to Eilhart, and Helmut, you can move to the Dreadfleet. It's time to destroy them. Alright, away you go, bud. And of course, obviously, these will be replaced by steam tanks once we have them for the machinery/artillery army. It's just that, well, we don't have them as yet. Steam tanks, I mean. I love how fast these fast armies can move, though. They can travel so far along the map. It's just that since we're using them as follower armies, they can't really function on their own. Anyway, Recruiter, you stay there. Gregor Rodzener, you're supposed to land at Elysia, so please go ahead and do so. And you can encamp right there beside Elysia. Wherein, if these guys attack, then we'll help them defend. Makes sense. Wolfram Custerman, you... Ooh, actually, before we do Wolfram... Jumathius Warner and Luther Grauber. We're going to want you to trade stuff, so here's what we'll do. Swap units like so. This for all this. And then the Bum Rush army can actually set sail instead. We can send them to Lustria. I don't actually know whether it's faster to move like this, but just go by the sea anyway. Alright, this is what they were going to be doing anyway, so it makes sense. Look at all those flagellants. And oh, I just realized we can get another mortar up and running, I think, next turn, if not right now. Oh, wait. Oh no, these aren't available. I don't remember, but I think it's 1 turn on another Citizen's guns, or at least I hope so. Next up, Jumathius Warner. I want you to delete this garbage, because we don't need it anymore. But we may actually use you to recruit some stuff. Namely, if we look at Adolphus Kemp here, Let's see what we get in terms of Lashik. Well, first of all, we're going to upgrade you, so let's give you Emperor's Finest. Then we will put you into, let's say... Yeah, okay. We'll put you into Trencher Stance, and then we'll siege Lashik. It might be auto-resolvable, though. Since we destroyed Count Noctilus's army, they might not have enough to defend it. Yeah, okay, now we're just gonna auto-resolve this garbage. Lovely. And then we can occupy it, which means Noctilus is gone, and we have the territory that he took, briefly, mind you, returned to us. Is he actually escaping? He's actually escaped. Oh, wow, all of this really survived game. Come on now. Alright, well, I guess it won't matter all that much, because you are going to do the same thing, like so. And hopefully kill him off. There we go. Goodbye, Noctilus. I'm pretty sure you can't survive a second time. Hey, Banner of Eternal Flame, not a bad pickup though. We'll take the money, I guess. We just did use a bunch of money, after all. And then you're going to move here and you're going to trade troops. Because Adolphus Kemp certainly doesn't need them, and we don't need him as a lord anymore. So we'll take this out, because it's all garbage, and frankly, we probably won't need the Huntsman either. We can replace him with better things. And then we'll trade all of this except for the Free Company Militia. Might actually get rid of the mortars as well. And we probably don't need one extra. We'll do 4 halberdiers. We'll keep the flagellants for fun. Maybe a great sword, maybe some artillery. Something along those lines. Like so. This can all be deleted, and we can also take away your items or your stuff. Like so. Don't worry, guys. We'll find a battle. We'll find a battle. I just want to get all of this done so we don't have to deal with the shore anymore. And then you have room for 6 things. Well, let's say 5 things. If we... oh, you know what we can do? We can give you a Flagellant and 2 Sigmarite Disciples. And then if we replace the mortars with 3 guns, get you a Sorcerer, and let's say 1 Great Sword, and then let's say 2 Hellstorms, let's say 2 War Wagons instead of handgunners, and then maybe a couple of handgunners as well. Yeah, there we go. That should round out the army nicely, and it should be able to protect the coast against anything that arrives there. I love it. And then you can transfer it there, and then delete yourself, Jamathius, as we won't be needing you anymore. Lovely. All right, let's get back to doing things in order now. Peter, you
expedient.
Now going to finish out Mr. Nath here.
All or nothing.
After ambushing his friend's armies. Ooh, another White Cloak of Ulrich. A very nice find. Not necessarily for this army, but generally a very nice find. And then Volki. I guess the question is, do we go by sea or do we go by land? It'll actually take longer to go by land, so you're going by sea, and so is your follower army, Arndt Frankenwerter. All of you are heading down to deal with Kairos. Especially considering Volkmar has magical ammunition for the Free Company, and the Sigmarites already do magical damage, so that'll be very appropriate for fighting Tzeentch. Which is why we had him move down here in the first place. Anyway, who's up next? Kurt Haldenstrat. You are actually too hurt to attack the Forbidden Citadel, but we can attack next turn with Boris and co, so you can stay where you are. Arizard Broch. There's a little army here. This one might be worth a fight. You know what? You wait. There is another fight that we have potential of. We saw last episode Mazda Mundi arrived near us, so we may be able to get him. We can't reach Spite Peak with Gelt, at least not in a single round. You can't reach it either, can you? No. What about you? Can you reach it, Fairy? No, doesn't look like it either. Alright, so here's what we'll do. Gelt, you're gonna go right here to the edge of this territory. In fact, wait. Nah, just go here. I was wondering whether we should put you into ambush or something, but no, just go to friendly territory. And then we'll send Aldebras Meyer in march stance right here. Not to support Geld, but to help Fairy take out the Desolation of Nagash in the very last territory of the followers of not the followers of Nagash, of Clan Moors. And we don't want them coming back and jumping around and retaking dwarfen territories, after all. We could take the Desolation of Nagash for ourselves as well, and ooh, we should probably give Karakazgal up to these guys, shouldn't we? Yeah, alright, let's give him Karakazgal. Oh, wait a second. I just want to see what's going on here. Yeah, there's no way to get them to trade Machrok. Man, I really wish that you could broker trades. Like, just trade Resetra and Machrok to each other, and then you'll both have a complete province. Ah, game, why do you do this? I guess they were at war, but you know what? I'm gonna keep Karakazgal. There might be a way to finesse the stuff there afterwards. So we'll deal with more of that in another episode. Okay, let's keep moving everybody else instead. Who is up next? Rizard, we're gonna wait with you. Volky, we moved. Marcus, we're going to probably go after Mazda Mundi. Kurt Lehman, I guess you don't need to move. Bernhard Hart, you're near Marcus, so yeah, you don't need to do anything either, at least not at the current time. Heinz Weber, I can't wait to delete you, which will be very, very soon. But for now, just sit there. Champion, Ludwig Schwarzhelm, and all of these guys. Okay, so we need to split these guys up. Alberic, can you reach the lair of the Troll King from here? You can. You are hurt, though. Alright, you know what? Maternus Ditizen. We're going to start moving you forward. Let's say here. Oh. To help it? Yeah, let's go to help it. They probably have a full stack there, which is a little bit concerning, but, oh, you can't ambush? Well, let's just hope that they don't try to deal with you, because, it'll be iffy if they do. But anyway, we'll try to go after help it. If you get ambushed, it'll be ugly, but on the other hand, you have a lot of those Knights of the Blazing Sun, so I just want to move you forward slightly, because I'm not 100% that they can actually reach help it in a single bound or round or whatever. Yeah, just stay there, and we will also get you Soulfire for this fight in case you get ambushed. Fantastic. Then, Wulfric Unberogen. I guess here's what we'll do. Alberic, you're going to siege Lair of the Troll King. I imagine you won't be able to auto-resolve it. And, oh, that's not good. Whoa, wait, whoa. 1 second. There is a Demon Prince here, and there's a good likelihood that he can actually reach you, so we need to support you. Ludwig, can you get close enough? Yes, you can. So you're gonna go right here. It will mean you suffer a turn of attrition, but I don't think we can escape it in any way. And I was gonna send you to help out Maternus, but now I'm not so sure. But he may need the help for attacking Help It. That's a lot of stuff, and his army isn't really going to be able to storm the walls or anything. Here's what we'll do. We'll put you in a camp stance right here, and then we'll march stance towards Help It next turn. Something along those lines. You two are then going to have to deal with the lair of the Troll King, but to be safe, can we auto-resolve this? It'll be iffy. Oh, you know what? Let's double-check what the army of the Demon Prince is here. It's a lot of Chaos Warriors, of course. It's not a bad army, and you're not a complete army. Your magics are okay, though, and you do have artillery, to be fair. It really depends on how much damage we take via the auto-resolve. I'm going to risk it. I'm just going to hope we don't get screwed. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. 113 losses we can certainly manage. So Featherfoot Torque we don't care about. You can occupy the place before we trade it to our allies. And if they come for us, well, we'll deal with them. Imperial Pegasus for Alberic, that's fine. He'll move faster. We won't need the Featherfoot. You know what, actually keep the Featherfoot Torque for now. Just in case we end up fighting Mr. Baronair Chimerax here. You, I guess, are going to just stay in your current stance. Oh, the attrition is actually quite a bit here for you, isn't it? You could start moving through Reassuring Presence, rather than hold the line. We're going to need Reassuring Presence on pretty much everybody anyway. And we'll probably have to give you a few ancillaries as well. You could have a patrol captain with halberdiers, for example. A little bit concerned with, ooh, yes, Razor Standard on the Company of Honor makes sense to me. Is there anything here that would help with? Do you want a Scarecrow banner? Maybe not on you, because you can't actually. Well, you are general. I don't know. I'll think about it. Right now, I'm just looking for anything that would reduce our attrition on you. And I feel that nothing else that we have can it? It's not a big deal. Oh, campaign movement range plus 10. We'll definitely take that, though. Corruption minus 3. Ooh, wait, you know what? Take the Slaneshi corruption reduction. Light College Acolyte. I feel that fighting these guys also... Do they also have access to the Slanesh thing? I feel like they do. I'm not going to risk that they don't. So yeah, you do that. And then I guess you want also a Light College Acolyte. We'll take it away from... That's a good question. From who? I don't have enough of these. Peter von Hesselt. Cyrus Nussbacher. Delete. Delete? Okay, well, if somebody's named Delete, we probably don't, they probably don't need it. I don't know which delete it is, because we have a bunch of deletes, but, well, at least that won't be wasted there. And I think that's good enough for now. And these guys will stay here. If they get attacked, they'll fight. If they don't, they will heal up next turn anyway. Anyway, let's continue. Who can move next? Riser? No. I want to move everybody else and then have probably Wolfheart fight. Lehman we've moved. Bernard Hart we checked already. Heinz Web. Oh, right, my bad. Leopold von Blount. Ah, yes. Okay, so I do need to do something with you. These guys are here and you need to be able to defend the territories. Here's what we'll do. We'll go for global recruitment. Let's get you a couple of units, shall we? Let's say a couple of halberdiers. Or maybe even a couple of handgunners. No, you don't have much of a melee line, to be fair. Ooh, no, a couple of war wagons. Very, very useful. I didn't know that they only took 1 turn. Let's do that, and then we'll go to allied recruitment. And maybe get a little something from these guys as well, from the Ice Court. Anything that's 1 turn that would be helpful here. We could go more war sleds. They are decently speedy, but I feel like our war wagons are actually more useful than they are. Could go armored cossars, but I think that's kind of a little bit of a waste of the relatively limited amount of allegiance that we have. What about the dwarfs? They don't actually have a lot of useful stuff. It takes 2 turns to recruit longbeards. That's a bit unfortunate. If they had taken 1 turn, I would have taken a few of them, but like this, it's not all that useful. Bolt throwers, anything else? No, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. A Carcassonne, you're at 100. What can we get from you? 75 for a single Grail Knight. That's pretty darn expensive. We could do 2 Pegasus Knights, but this is just for temporary stuff, and I don't want to waste the allegiance. Is there anybody else that would be useful to us? You don't have enough. Bordelot Errant, nowhere near enough. Talaquanas defenders are new, so they wouldn't have stuff. Yeah, all the rest of these guys are new. So really, either we take Karakadrin, but it only is... I mean, we could get a couple of Thunderers, I guess, if we really wanted to. But there's no real need to. I guess they're a little bit more resistant to damage with their shields and with stuff than our own, than our own handgunners are. And it's not like we're really using the allegiance from Karakadrin for anything useful right now. Might as well just let it get filled back up. Let's do a couple of Thunderers. And we have 2 more spaces. Karazgrek are 13. Still tempted by the Ice Court. You know what? Let's get... You can do 2 Snow Leopards just for fun, because we know we never use them anywhere. Oh, why not? We're in cold areas, and I'd like to use some units that we don't have. Alright, and this will sort of round out the army. I also would like to get a wizard here. Ah, we can't build wizards here. We could do a warrior priest if we wanted to. Imperial calibration, rather. Let's go weapon strength and fighting against forces of chaos and stuff via you. Alexis Weber, and you can head towards this army. We'll still need a wizard here. What about Carrick Vrag? Yes, you do have wizard capacity. Battle wizard. What will be useful against the forces of chaos? Well, a lot of stuff, to be fair. Jade Wizards are our most easy pick because we have the reductions to their costs. And you know what? Jade Wizard is a pretty good option. We'll still get a lot of mileage out of their type of spells. And then you will have a full stack. Next turn we'll probably take away these 2 pikes because they're garbage, and slowly replace them with halberdiers or greatswords or something else better. And hopefully your army will be able to defend against basic forces like this, and maybe even frickin' take out the Grimgor. I thought that the Goldtooth would have taken them for us, but apparently that requires some small manner of competence, which is a little bit too much to ask for. Anyway, speaking of competence, Marcus Wolfhart, you had a stalemate with... Oh my lord. Morathi. You've got a stalemate with Mazdamundi for a long time, but it's time to kill him off. Or at the very least, this portion of his army. And you know what, if we're going to attack, do you need a level? Let's get you a level. We have Grand Soulfire. Get you... Yeah, let's get another point in Emperor's Finest. And then I guess you can get a point as well. We don't have Hold the Line on you. Oh, right. You were a, you were an assassin, weren't you? But we could make you an actual fighter if we wanted to instead. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do that. Let's go for reset character. Yeah. If we're going to use him as well, we might as well not necessarily make him be an assassin. Let's go for the cause, we'll go hold the line, we'll get you, lead the state troops, and remember your training a little bit, then the officer squad for that little extra bit of units. We will also probably want to get you Blade Master, hard to hit, and maybe split it between hard to hit and deadly blade to get you a foe seeker. 1 point remaining. This army is unlikely to always be defending, and this frankly is probably not a useful thing to have. They could get you more armored on that Pegasus as well, or more speedy and chargy, but honestly that also doesn't feel like it's super worth it. Let's just get Deadly Blade and try to match these. Alrighty, well, looks good to me. Now, Marcus, time to strike. I'm not going to bother with the skill points on these because we had a little bit enough admin. And Mazda's going to run, but is he going to run far enough? No. Which means he's done. Or at least this army is done. I'm actually kind of tempted to peace out with him. We're going to maybe attack him and then peace out for the simple reason that this stalemate will go on forever if we have to fight both Mazda Mundi and Morathi at the same time. While we fight one, the other one just rebuilds. We need them to fight each other, so maybe if we peace out with Mazda temporarily, we can deal with Morathi instead. Marcus, hit Mazda.
Ready yourselves.
Maybe I should have just pieced out with him earlier, but you know what? Frankly, Mazda Mundi's given us a bunch of fantastic anti-lizard battles, which we probably normally wouldn't see as the Empire, so I'm not too upset about it. A good fight is what we're playing this for, after all. Anyway, the balance of power is definitely in our favor, but we gotta remember that we have to wait for our allies to get here, A and B. This is gonna be jungle terrain, which the enemy will have advantage of, and we will have to still be very careful with our huntsmen, because they could absolutely overwhelm us if we're not careful, and the trees could protect them. Plus, plenty of mana for Mazda. Mana for Mazda. Anyway, here we go. Alright, no speech, Marcus, and no speech. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. Not a big deal, and oh, I hadn't realized we have the patrol routes active in this particular battle as well, so we'll have a couple of pistoliers to help us out, and we'll send them out to the flanks there just to either annoy the enemy or even to possibly draw out a few of their units. It looks like the enemy is also not going to, by the looks of it, immediately move towards us and allow our reinforcements to arrive, which is going to be great, because we can use this as an opportunity to sort of do a little DPS test for Marcus, Wolfheart, and I guess Kalara as well, because they can both fire pretty darn far. And wait, who can fire further? Okay, Marcus can fire a little bit further, but either way, they can both fire reasonably far. We're going to target one of the Coatl and see how long it takes them to bring one of them down. Obviously, they are not very good at targeting smaller units like this, as in non-big and single entities, so they'll be focusing down the Coatl. And of course, we're going to activate the reload potion, whatever the potion of swiftness? I don't remember the name. Potion of speed, I think. On Wolfheart, just to see how quickly he can dish out the damage. So, we're waiting on that Coatl. It's already starting to take a little bit of damage, down to about 25%, and it's cost us about 15% of ammo on both of our units so far. Keep firing, though. At least the firing animation looks fantastic. You gotta love watching the amber bow at work. There we go. And he does fire fairly quick, especially with that reload potion. Alrighty, how are we doing? Nearly to the halfway point, although for about a minute straight of fire on an enemy that isn't moving, it feels like it's taking a long time. We're down to by about 25% ammo, and the Coatl still has not been brought down by both of them attacking, mind you. And on top of that, I want to point out that the enemy, by virtue of not moving, was just allowing us to not miss all of our or a decent amount of our shots, so that would have made it even easier. Could do a little bit more damage. A spell from, I can't tell whether this was Mazda Mundi's cast or whether it was the Coatl casting, but they're gonna go after our summoned halberdiers, which ain't the biggest deal, let's say. Anyway, Marcus is winding up to fire something that missed, apparently. That was his focused shot, and it just went right by that Coatl, despite it not really dodging. Come on, just bring it down. He almost got it, but unfortunately it looks like we're going to have to move away as the rest of the army is going to start getting close enough. Oh well, nearly got a single enemy. And we are down to, what, 2/3 of our ammo on you, and maybe a little bit more than that on Kalara. 3/4 maybe, something along those lines. Honestly, I feel like they could have done a little bit more damage. Granted, a few more points in their various, well, actually, probably more so for Wolfheart, in their various attacking lines will let them do a little bit better, but these Coatl will go down much, much quicker to concentrated fire from our huntsmen than they do from a couple minutes of fire from our lords and heroes. Oh, it looks like this one was almost able to land, but fortunately we were able to hunt them all down with the huntsmen, even if it wasn't with the heroes. And getting a little bit of lag. Ooh, my PC didn't like that. I wonder why. Maybe the death animation of the Coatl did something? That was interesting. I wonder if that's actually visible on the recording or not. Anyway, here come the enemy charging forward. Mazdamundi is going to now be the focus of our first line of huntsmen, just about 5 of them or so, and we got our reinforcements moving on to the field as well. You can see all of those spears on the sides, and we even have a little bit of extra units if they can get onto the field. Over on this side, we have our summoned pistoliers annoying a few enemy units and keeping them away from the fray. And on top of that, we have lots and lots of units trapped here by the net of Amantok, and then a few more trapped by the Tormentor sword as well, so the light wizard, as always, is being quite useful. Kroxigors have made it into the fray and are attacking Wolfhearts together with our warrior priest out front, as well as our other heroes, though Kalara is at least safe to continue firing. Mazdamundi's getting quite focused down, is now in fact below half HP and is about 1/4 HP remaining. Fortunately for us, he is stuck here, and I don't think he's going to go much further than this, especially with our Paladin and Roderick in the way. And Mazda should drop without much trouble. Ooh, he does get to charge those spears for at least a few seconds though, but it looks like we have the spears there just fast enough to prevent the enemy from getting to our huntsman line. And Mazda is at a sliver of HP, 150, and down he goes. Well, actually, down goes Zlak. I guess Mazda will just teleport away. Honestly, I feel like when Zlak goes down, Mazda should teleport Zlak away as well, because Zlak will come back. But the Zlak came back. It's like the cat came back. Yeah. Alrighty, well, it looks like in this particular case we've got both of the terrain, which allows us to fire upon the enemy, and plenty of our spear-wielding reinforcements to hold the line without our huntsmen taking damage, so the enemy should be pretty much screwed. A few Kroxigors are remaining in the fight, but I imagine not for much longer, as various of the units of huntsmen will switch to targeting them. Alright, hold the line, mere mortal men, and there we go. It looks like the dinos and Croxies are booking it out of there. The Chameleon Stalkers are still fighting, probably because they're not getting ripped apart by the Huntsmen to the same degree as the bigger units are, but it certainly works. And the enemy's not getting through our sacrificial spears. Isn't it nice to have piles upon piles of sacrificial spears? It's one of the good things about the Empire. If we wanted, we could have like 3 follower armies with nothing but cheap spears with every single army, acting basically like Skaven slaves or like hobgoblins or something like that. If it wasn't for the fact that it would be extremely irritating to do so with regards to the admin required and all the extra army moves required, I'd probably do that because it would be beneficial to do so. And it wouldn't cost us much, like 2,000 gold-ish per army, and we could probably reduce it further. But hey, it's working as it is for us. I guess if anybody needs extra units, it might be the area where Marcus currently is, but probably not for much longer if this particular ambush goes our way, and it is looking like it is indeed going our way. I'm actually surprised that the rest of the enemies haven't actually shattered as yet. Kind of impressed that the Saurus and the Temple Guard are still fighting, but it also looks like they won't be for much longer. The arrow rain is just too much, and it will find the chinks in their armor, or in their scales, I suppose, eventually, as I figure most of the armor on Saurus is actually just decoration rather than actual armor for armor's sake. Alrighty, there we go. One of the nice things about this particular army is its huntsmen and its pikemen. It's all really basic units fighting even into the late game, which is always entertaining. But it also feels right to have these huntsmen moving throughout the jungles. Only wish that Wolfhard did a little bit more damage. But anyway, a decisive victory for us. Mazdamundi will drop once again, and we're gonna see if we can't take advantage of that. Alrighty, there we go. Finally hunted Mazda down, and a decent little fight. Certainly nothing difficult there. The particular jungle map that we got this time around actually did really work out for us, as opposed to some of the maps that you can get in the jungle, which really conversely would have probably screwed us over a little bit. I'm still a little bit disappointed in Marcus Wolfhard's general strength as a character. I mean, he couldn't even down a single coatl with Kalara helping him the entire time. In fact, Kalara even outdamaged him in that particular battle. Granted, all of his heroes didn't really do all that much in terms of damage. Kalara is, by the looks of it, generally speaking, the most high damage dealing one, followed by Marcus, and then, well, the other three are more support heroes and relatively short range, so that's hardly surprising. But I do wish that Marcus had just a little bit slightly higher tuned damage on him. If he's supposed to act as a single entity assassin, he should be able to do it, especially just give him like even more bonuses against large units, so he'd be really good at downing like coatl by using the amber bow and his aim to like hit him in the eye like a weakness or something like that, and just the less damage against blobs of enemy infantry, which is, I feel like it's what he's supposed to be doing, but it's just, he's not really. I mean, he is, but just not enough, you know what I mean? Anyway, with that, Mazdamundi will fall. We get a free crown of command, not that we really care about it. What we do care about, however, is this. First of all, Marcus, you could reach Morathi from here, but we need other units to sail out, and we need more than one army. You know, I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about it, but, well, the thinking will be done, I guess, in next episode, because, well, we can't do it right now, because we're out of time. I'm gonna call the episode here. Next time we may fight Morathi, or we may ambush outside the High Sentinel and try to draw Morathi into a fight instead. We may also peace out with Mazdamundi. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. We could just maintain a stalemate, but I'm starting to feel like if we peace out with him, we could just go after Morathi's Dark Elves here and Karth's Dark Elves here, because we never get any reprieve, because they will never peace out unless we basically destroy their factions. Otherwise, everybody else will continue heading both north and south at the same time, to the Chaos Wastes in the south and to the Chaos Wastes in the north. We got more stuff that we will want to be trading the rest of our Kislevites, and hopefully they will hold the rest of the north for us. We're getting there, folks. Nearly there. Archaon is nearly destroyed. We, by the looks of it, have saved Boris Ursus, which is one of the main things that we wanted, and well, the world will be ours in short order. Anyway, stay tuned for more Karl. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.